Welcome back to the Moral Maze. I'm Jo Lamble and I'm joined by Fiona Caddies, Dr. Alia Nasser and Emma Markzic. And today we're talking about that age-old question of how to make the monthly cycle a little easier. Recently, Britain's #1 tennis player Heather Watson bombed out of the Australian Open, and she put it down to having her period at the time, and the news immediately hit the headlines. Now that's got to be tough. Now Alia, obviously our bodies are going through incredible upheaval during menstruation. Are there any ways that we can relieve the physical aspects?
Yes, so when we're about to have a menstrual cycle, and so which is the premenstrual time, and then during menstruation as well, we get a lot of hormonal changes, mainly estrogen, progesterone, and others as well. But these are the ones that, because they drop down to really low levels at that time, so we get a lot of mental, emotional issues with that, as well as because estrogen, progesterone, they affect the brain and serotonin levels, and as we know, we need serotonin. It's like a relaxing agent and anti-anxiety as well, so we do get a lot of emotional problems.
So Ali, with all those changes going on, is that why we don't sleep well before our period?
That's right, because we, as I mentioned, serotonin levels go down, and the other thing that goes down is progesterone. Progesterone is a very important hormone for our relaxation and feeling well. So it does help with, helps with us getting rid of the fluid. So less bloating, less headaches. It helps us, we get palpitations and anxiety around the period. And progesterone is great for that. It's a great relaxing hormone. And then to go on from that, again, as I said before, talking about the vaginal changes that we usually happen during our period is our pH changes, which low pH, which is an acidic pH, is quite important to maintain a healthy vaginal environment. And that helps, the healthy bacteria in the vagina is similar to the one in the gut. It's the lactobacillus. And lactobacillus is quite important in fighting the bad bacteria and then keeping the yeast at bay as well. So we don't get overgrowth of the bad bacteria, and that's called bacterial vaginosis, which is the commonest bacterial vaginal infection. And then the second one would be thrush, which is from the overgrowth of yeast as well. So these things usually happen around our period, menstrual cycle too, menstruation time.
Wow, it's got to be like a Goldilocks pH at all times. It's amazing, yeah, just right. Yeah,
exactly. And that's when, again, it's important not to use harsh chemicals to wash. And some girls even use scented tampons and pads to have a nice smell around there, and they're usually quite bad for you as well.
Didn't know they existed.
Yeah, they do apparently. Yeah.
So what about nutritionally? Do you recommend to eat fermented foods or take a probiotic supplement
exactly
to improve that environment as well?
Yeah, so girls that get thrush a lot, or they get bacterial vaginosis, or just they feel a lot of irritation there, I recommend a probiotic.
Yeah.
And then other things, as I mentioned before, your supplements of the vitamins and the magnesium.
Yeah.
Wonderful information.
Yeah.
Emma, there's obviously, it's going to be off-putting for some to be announcing, like this tennis player, that you had your period to the whole world. But do you think being more open about it will make it, break those social taboos?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I think it's amazing that in this day and age that people still have difficulty talking about this, because, I mean, the human race wouldn't exist without periods, right? Menstruation is the most natural and necessary function that our bodies do. And I just think, to be honest, if it were men that were menstruating, we'd have like menstruation leave, and we'd have, Guinness World Book of Records for best menstruator. And even as it is in this country, we have a National Prostate Awareness Month. But the same airtime isn't really given to vaginas at all. Which I think is incredible. Even the word vagina still makes some people cringe, which I just, most people have a pet name for it, which I think is incredible. Like, it's not a chihuahua, it's part of your body, and I think you should be able to use that word. And periods aren't pretty, and, but in saying that, the vagina isn't this like vacuum sealed, hyper clean environment that we'd like people to think it is. It's absolutely still this amazing, self lubricating and yes, quite bacteria-filled environment that fluctuates pretty wildly during the month in terms of discharges and smells and hormones and all that kind of thing. And I think that, you still need to own that. Like, it's part of you, you need to own it and you need to respect it, and you need other people to respect that as well. And I think that talking about it is a huge step towards that. And I just think that, it's incredible that we as women don't have this conversation more, and that that's something that we still don't like to discuss because it's a bit dirty. And I think that yeah, we all need to get it out there.
We're doing that today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fiona, obviously in the first few days of a period, a lot of women don't want to exercise, they don't feel up to it. Do you vary the routine?
Yes, definitely. So at that, when it's right at the beginning of your period, you have quite a lot of distension around your belly. So in that, apart from it being internal, the muscles on the outside, they can't contract the same as what they can through the normal rest of the month. So go lighter weights, don't go for any big PBs or particularly anything, say like a deadlift in the gym, because you're putting a lot of load on your lower back. If you can't support through the core section, that's when you're at higher risk of back injury, say like a slip disc or something like that. So can do some serious damage. And in the yoga world, you could look at just taking it easy, put your feet up on the wall for a more restorative pose instead of doing inversions or taking on any new crazy pose where you might need a lot of core activation. So to take it nice and easy on yourself, and it's totally okay. And even in the lead up towards the days, 1 to 5, when, as Alia was saying, you get can feel quite weak. So that, and sometimes I don't even know that that's why. But if you just don't feel up to it that day, just take it easy and listen to your body. So what would you say, like in today's society, that we have so many people just trying to mask that it's that time of the month and trying to just go, go, go. What would you say when they're not wanting to appear weak?
Because I think we've got to remind ourselves that our periods are the way of our body telling us that we're healthy and it's working as it should be. So rather than hide it, just celebrate. Yay!
Yeah.
It was still going well on clockwork, and what a perfect excuse, especially hearing you guys talk. What a perfect excuse to be gentle on ourselves.
Yeah,
Sorry, I need to take a bath. Get me that hot water bottle, please. I'm suffering here because apparently all this stuff's going on that I didn't even know about. So that's a great excuse. But you know what? I'm so impressed with young people. They don't seem to have much problem talking about it. They are so open about their periods, and I think it's good. I think there's this generational change that people, by the time they're grandmothers, then I think there'll be everybody will be openly discussing periods and vaginas.
That's our goal.
Thanks, guys. And considering we have approximately 450 periods each during our lifetime, I'm hoping that these tips will help make your next one a little easier. For more tips, go to thecarousel.com and we'll see you soon.